Good evening. We begin with some late breaking news that just came in 10 minutes before we just came on air. We are now learning a fourth body has been found in connection to the major explosion off South Presa Street that we've been following since Friday night. This was confirmed by a spokesperson from the San Antonio Fire Department. Earlier today, officials had confirmed a third victim. Due to the weather, the recovery operations were slowed down on Saturday, but they returned this morning, which is when those last two bodies were eventually found. The explosion happened in the 9700 block of South Presa near K-Bar, a construction company near Highway 181. One victim was found when emergency crews initially got to the scene Friday night. The second victim was located yesterday afternoon. The identities of all four victims are still unknown at this time. Arson investigators are still trying to determine what caused that massive explosion. A family is waiting to see if it is safe to return home after a suspected drunk driver tore through their house early this morning. San Antonio police say the driver is behind bars, but cleanup is going to take some time. Our Camelia Juarez is there now to show us the damage. Camelia, seeing that damage, they're lucky no one was hurt.
That's right. No one was hurt, neither the people in the car or the people in the house. And CPS crews just left a little while ago because power poles were taken down. Let's take a look. So the driver was speeding down Babcock, and then they knocked down two power poles, tore through the neighbor's fence, and then even broke the Via bus bench. There was a Via bus bench there. And then the driver sped along right through here, and then there was even skid marks. You can see the skid marks as it went through the house, and it even was facing up. Now let's take a look at the scene from last night. When police arrived here in the corner of Babcock and Cheddar, they found the car and the house, and the car briefly caught fire. Only one person was inside the home and made it out safely. The 22-year-old driver and the passenger were inside the car but were able to get out. The passenger was taken to the hospital as a precaution, and San Antonio police arrested the driver for driving while intoxicated. Now, we spoke to several neighbors in the area, and they told me that they're just thankful everyone was okay. We also spoke to the person who lives inside the home, and he told me that he is devastated. Reporting live on northwest side, Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Camelia, thank you. Shot in the back inside a stolen vehicle. Police say that's how a 15-year-old girl was found by a relative, and no one is talking about it to police. This happened around 10:30 last night at a home in the 2100 block of Texas Avenue. That's near Bandera Road on the west side. That home belongs to the victim's relative, who told police they went outside and found the girl in the back seat of the vehicle and all the doors were open. She was rushed to the hospital. Police say a few minutes later they went into the home and found four other teens they believe were with that girl when she was shot. Officers say the teens and the victim are all not cooperating with their investigation, but the shooting is still under investigation. Another shooting, a drive-by sent a 43-year-old man to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Police say the man was walking with a woman on Colima Street at Southwest 19th Street around midnight. We're told they had just come from a store when a silver SUV drove up and someone inside began shooting. The SUV sped off. Officers say the man's injury is non-life-threatening and the woman was not hit. No arrests have been made in the case. A gunman still on the loose after shooting a man in the head on the northwest side around 4:30 this morning. The 34-year-old victim was found shot laying outside an apartment on Raybon Drive and not far from Rittiman Road. He was rushed to the hospital, and police were able to find witnesses in the area at the time of the shooting. They say they did identify the suspect. Detectives say the shooting may have been the result of some type of argument between the two men. Well, top U.S. officials say they are still working to secure the release of detained American Paul Whelan. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said the administration is more informed on the Russians' view of Paul's case after the release of Brittany Griner.
We are still negotiating for Paul Whelan's release. There was a very serious, specific proposal made to the Russians to try to get both of them out together. And it just didn't land anywhere, didn't go anywhere with the Russians. They were treating Paul very separately, very distinctly because of these sham espionage charges they levied against him.
Whelan was arrested on alleged espionage charges in 2018. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison in a trial that U.S. officials have called unfair. News across America now. A pair of winter storms impacting much of the country. Parts of the West hit with snow, strong winds and rain. And further east, several states are bracing for potential whiteout conditions and severe storms this week. ABC's Faith Abube tells us all of this happening as parts of the Northeast and New England are just now seeing their first accumulation of snow.
The powerful storm system expected to drop up to 5 feet of snow on the Sierra Nevada mountains in Northern California. The snow coming down at more than 4 inches per hour. Plows doing their best to keep the roads clear. But travel conditions along I-80 from Soda Springs to Donner Pass are dangerous. The interstate closed Sunday. The fierce winds shutting down the ski lift at Heavenly Resort in South Lake Tahoe. Further south, the storm whipping out the surf in Santa Cruz. Strong winds bringing down trees and power lines. Officials fear the rainy weather could lead to landslides. This 200-foot chunk of rock falling to the beach below in Los Angeles County.
We actually have now 14 states that are under wind and snow alerts. So that's a lot of states. This is going to shift to the east and push into the middle of the country.
As the storm system moves eastward, states like Wyoming, Nebraska, and the Dakotas could see strong winds and heavy snow, leading to whiteout conditions. Across the south, from eastern Texas through much of Louisiana and into Arkansas, there is the potential for violent storms and possible tornadoes. The Northeast dealing with a separate storm system. A winter weather advisory in effect for parts of 6 states, those areas seeing their first accumulating snow of the season. But major cities along the I-95 corridor, including New York and Boston, are not expected to see any measurable snow. Faith Abube, ABC News.
Well, while a lot of eyes are watching the Mauna Loa volcano in Hawaii, scientists in Guatemala are keeping watch over another one. This is video from yesterday of El Fuego volcano, smoke and flashes of fire spewing from the top. It's located close to the country's capital, Guatemala City. Scientists say some strong explosions of the Fuego volcano are a sign that it has entered its eruptive phase. No word yet on if its increased activity poses any danger to people nearby. Coming up in the news at 5:30, an act of kindness caught on camera, illustrating how selflessness can affect someone's life. The story after the break. Well, during this time of year, we typically hear and see a lot of stories about the kindness that still exists in our society. So this next story captures one of those moments on camera. Take a look. This happened at a store in Brooklyn. In the video, you see a man digging in the trash and you see him strapping boxes on his feet to use them as makeshift shoes. But a store employee sees this and rushes over and takes her shoes off and gives them to the man. Those shoes, purple retro Jordans. The employee says she was moved to doing something in that moment, and the man's reaction made an impact on her.
He was like, nobody would ever give me shoes like that. I said, well, I'm not everybody. And I gave it to him. He's like, thank you so much. So then I'll see him walk away, and he's just walking with this happiness, pride stuff.
Amazing. The video was posted on social media and has received hundreds of shares and likes. And same feeling of pride. There's still time to donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need. The Share the Shoes campaign goes until this Friday, the 16th. You can drop off a new pair of shoes and socks at any of the locations right now on your screen. All donations go to Zapatos, which works with schools to help kids get the shoes they need. You can find more information on the KSAT community page on KSAT.com.
All right, let's take a look outside with live cam here this Sunday evening. Something we haven't seen in full force in a while here in San Antonio. The sunshine. It made its grand return today. It was a fantastic end to the weekend after some of us, not all of us, were able to find some rain and storms out there last night. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in just a few, but quick look at temperatures across the area. We're in the 60s and low 70s. Those temperatures will fall through the 60s, especially now that the sun is going down into our Monday. More fog and drizzle expected tomorrow morning, but big changes roll in with Tuesday's cold front. We'll have all those details for you after the break.
All right, so we had an absolutely beautiful end to the weekend across South Central Texas today. Plenty of sunshine. It actually felt pretty nice out there, and that was thanks to a weak cold front that was able to move in last night. And again, the sun wasn't for everybody today, mainly here in Bexar County and surrounding areas, but that all followed a trailing line of rain and thunderstorms that we saw last night. Not everybody was able to tap into the activity, and for some, it was a little bit too much rain falling in too little time. We can take a look here at estimated rainfall totals over the past 24 hours, and really from Highway 281 on the south side of Bexar County stretching up to Highway 123 in Guadalupe County near the Seguin area, a swath of 2 to 5 inches of rain was recorded, with localized amounts in between 6 to even 8 inches of rain in that short amount of time near New Berlin, stretching back over to St. Hedwig. That did pose some issues out there on the roadways last night, but hopefully most of that has been able to drain away out there throughout the day today. Not a whole lot going on across the radar here this evening. Most of us are quiet, and it just feels a little bit better out there. Again, temperatures right now are in the upper 60s and low 70s for most here in the San Antonio area, and dew points, which is how we measure that low level moisture here in the atmosphere, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler, which just means it's ever so slightly drier out there, helping to contribute to that slightly more comfortable feel than where we were this time yesterday. Unfortunately, though, that moisture and humidity is with us in full force through the overnight hours tonight, and even more so as we head into our Monday. And you know what that means. Much like what we saw last week, each and every day we are expecting more thick cloud cover to build back in tonight. That also will likely lead to some areas of fog, as well as some drizzle by morning drive time. So also like last week, that routine stepping out the door, make sure you're giving yourself some extra time to get to where you need to be. Overall tomorrow, it is very likely that it's just a damp day in spots. I do think the cloud cover will stick with us throughout the majority of the day, and as we head into the afternoon, a few more spotty showers are certainly possible. So overall, as we get ready to kickstart the upcoming work week for your Monday, morning fog and drizzle is expected. A few afternoon showers certainly possible, and it still is going to be unseasonably warm out there. We'll start off the day in the upper 50s across portions of the hill country, low 60s for everybody else. Around 61 is that official forecast low here in town for Monday morning. Again, the cloud cover is with us throughout the majority of the day. Temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s for those daytime highs. It's possible that we find a few wind gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour tomorrow evening. Tuesday morning, more of the same, some fog and drizzle, but as we head into midday and into the early afternoon, our next cold front arrives. Only about a 20% chance for an isolated shower or storm with that, but it is going to filter in some cooler and much drier air for the second half of the work week, which means more sunshine returns, Courtney. It's going to be chillier in the mornings, and then those afternoon highs closer to where they should be for this time of year.
3 things I love.
There you go.
Thank you, Mia. All right, Greg. Cowboys fans were a little more stressed out than they should have been.
Absolutely. That was way too close for cover because the Cowboys were favored going into that game, 17 points, and they were down at a half. They were down going into the fourth quarter, and somehow they pulled out this win. When we come back, we'll show you how they did it. And after upsetting Sacramento State in Sacramento, members of the UIW football team make it to their graduation just in the nick of time. Coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys hosting their in-state rivals this afternoon. Dallas a 17-point favorite over the Houston Texans coming into this game. It turned out to be much closer than anyone expected. Tony Pollard making his case to be the starter. He's in motion, takes a handoff on the sweep, finds his way in for the 11-yard score, 7-0 Dallas. Texans forced to punt. Cavante Turpin calls for the fair catch, but it bounces off the pads. Blake Cashman recovers, and the Texans capitalize. Damian Pierce powers in the goal line score to tie the game at 7. Second quarter, Texans up by 3 when Dak Prescott checked checks down to Pollard out of the backfield. He keeps his balance to stay in bounds with a 10-yard touchdown. Cowboys take the lead 14-10. Cowboys with the ball again, but not for long. Prescott's pass is too high for Noah Brown. Tremon Smith comes up with the interception deep inside Cowboys territory. They take full advantage. Jeff Driscoll in at quarterback for Houston, rolling out, firing to the end zone for Amari Rodgers for the touchdown, and Houston would lead 20-17 at halftime. Fourth quarter now. Texans leading 23-20. Fourth and goal from the Dallas 3-yard line. Confusion on Driscoll's part here as he turns the wrong way. He gets stopped by Neville Gallimore and Anthony Barr. Cowboys in march 98 yards downfield. Third and goal from the 2. The ball goes to Ezekiel Elliott for the go-ahead score. Cowboys survive a close one, 27-23. More now from our Larry Ramirez in Arlington.
A 98-yard touchdown drive saved the Dallas Cowboys from a Texas-size upset. They were favored by 17 points today and only beat the Texans by 4.
It's the NFL. I mean, after the game, they asked me about taking the cheese, and I said, hey, man, it's the NFL. Give this team credit. One loss or not, those guys that came out there and they played hard. They played hard all 4 quarters, and yeah, we were just able to give our best in the last 2 minutes and finish it.
Frustrating, obviously not a clean one, not how we wanted to come out and perform, but to get our 10th win of the season, and that's big, and it's super exciting for the team.
Like I said earlier, the Battle of Texas, we know Houston was going to come out, with their guns fired, but, it's just a testament to, my character and, being able to stand up through that fire and, just get our jobs done, and that's what we was able to do tonight.
Coming up tonight, an instant replay. What did Dak Prescott tell the offense just before that game-winning drive? We got it. Greg, back to you.
All right, safe travels home there, Larry. Let's take a look at their schedules. The Cowboys next take on the Jaguars in Jacksonville Sunday at noon. And the Chiefs visit the Texans in NRG Stadium Sunday at noon as well. While the Cowboys fought tooth and nail to get a 4-point win over the worst team in the league, the Philadelphia Eagles are putting their NFL's best 11-1 record on the line in New York against the Giants. Eagles up 7-0 in the second. 4th and 7 on their 41-yard line. Jalen Hurts throws a perfect strike to Devontae Smith at the sideline for the 41-yard score. Then Hurts to A.J. Brown for the 33-yard touchdown. The Eagles score on their first 3 possessions. Hurts also ran for a touchdown in the third. They also got 133 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground from Miles Sanders. Eagles roll over the Giants 48-22 and win. The Eagles punch their ticket to the playoffs. So here's a look at the latest NFC East standings. Philadelphia on top, followed by Dallas at 10-3, Washington at 7-5-1, and New York drops to last place right now at 7-5-1 with today's loss. Congratulations to Caleb Williams, who won the Heisman Trophy last night, beating out TCU's Max Duggan, among others, after becoming known in the Red River rivalry against Texas last year for Oklahoma Sooners. He followed Lincoln Riley when he made the move to USC to become the 3rd person to win the most coveted award in college football under Riley, and only at the age of 20.
I used to write down my goals in a journal. And what used to just be words on a piece of paper has me standing here today. So everyone, dreams really do come true. Thank you. Fight on.
All right, here's a look at the Heisman voting. It wasn't even close. The first place votes, or the first set of votes there, 544 compared to Duggan's 188, followed by Stroud out of Ohio State and Bennett out of Georgia with a total of 349 votes. After breaking their 11-game losing streak against the Houston Rockets on Thursday, the Spurs now have a win streak going after beating the Heat in Miami on Saturday. It came on the 26th anniversary of Greg Popovich taking over the Spurs head coach. Keldon Johnson led the Spurs with 21 points, but it was Devin Vassell who gave the Spurs a lead with his jumper with 1:13 to play in the game, and the Spurs going to win 115-111, breaking an 8-game road losing streak as well.
We just played so well all game that, I think just us not wanting to give that one away was more powerful than just us trying to relax. I think we just really, we've had some losses, obviously, the last couple months, and we were in this game, and against a really good team, we don't want to let it slip away.
All right, here's a look at the Spurs' next matchup right there. Cleveland taking on San Antonio Spurs. That'll be here in San Antonio tomorrow at 7:30. Note that late tip time, 7:30 in the AT&T Center. How cool is this? Just hours after upsetting Sacramento State, 66-63 in Sacramento in the highest scoring FCS playoff game Friday night, players and staff were able to somehow make it to their graduation here in San Antonio on Saturday morning. They got off their plane on their return, made the mad dash to Freeman Coliseum from San Antonio International Airport just in the nick of time to receive their diplomas with their classmates. That included, by the way, Reed Francis Taylor, Reed Grimes, Charleston Kentrell Hardy Jr., Carson Leo Moore, Isaiah Paul, and Sikori Do Anthony Tolles. How awesome is that? And look at all the folks there here wishing them well. They made it. They actually told me, hey, we're going to put them at the end just in hope they make it here in time. And they did.
Wow, incredible. They know it's important.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Greg. And we'll be right back. Well, that is all the time we have for now. Thank you so much for watching with us for the news at 5:30. We'll be back here tonight at 10 on the Night Beat, and we'll see you then. Have a good evening.